Hey there, good people. Good afternoon from Dhaka, Bangladesh. 3:43, almost approaching towards 4 p.m. And I am going to be doing few reviews for you. Last night I just did upload one, but that was recorded earlier. So today I have Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Extreme, one of the latest flankers from this line and this house. This was a release of 2022. So I saw some reviews, but I was very excited about this release, and I have one more bad boy, which is a sample review. It's gonna be just side by side called Cobalt. This is also older one. So I have a couple of bad boy and then one Mabusan fragrance review. Please check them out if you are interested. So this is a pretty interesting release, just like its other elder brother, the Kevin Herrera Bad Boy Le Parfum. Okay, this is my favorite. I also reviewed the gold one from this line, and I think the original. I sold both of them off. I was not reaching for them that much, so this is the one I always keep and I enjoy. Got this nice grapefruit, a little bit darker, a heavy, very heavy fragrance for winter. So this is also a winter beauty, and I will let you know my initial impression. Very beautiful presentation, kind of interesting fragrance, borderline niche-ish, okay, kind of fragrance. So I'm kind of excited to talk about it. Hopefully you're doing good. Let's start the review. So I'll show you the packaging. I have a big boy bottle of 100 ml. Usually these bottles are released in 50, 100 and 150 ml if my memory serves me right. These are expensive, by the way. Price, as if you ask me, even if you get discounts, at least $100. Okay, not cheap. Okay, so these used to be, this line used to be before pre-COVID, I think around 60 $65, and even sometimes if heavy discount you can get 55 bucks back then. Now almost double these fragrance prices because of all the situation in the world. So this is how that looks. If you watch if you watched Ashton's review, Jensen's, he said this is a fingerprint magnet. Anyway, nobody keeps the box. I usually do not keep because I don't have space, so I'll throw it away after this review. I'll keep the bottle, so it doesn't matter if it's fingerprint, but it's kind of shiny, looks like that. And this one, it's 100 ml EDP Extreme. That's the concentration or concentration. The side, back, this is golden and black. At the back, you see Carolina Herrera. So Carolina Herrera, basically, it doesn't go like Carolina Herrera. It's like Carolina Herrera, okay? She is, I think, American fashion designer, okay? So the bottle just feels like, it just basically follows the other bottles. If you look at the other one, the same exact shape. The color should be different, and thanks to once again Ashton, he said this looks like Black Adam, the movie. The Rock basically featured in that movie. I went to watch that film. I fell asleep basically. I do not understand movies nowadays. It's perhaps I'm too old, perhaps I'm too maybe expired or something, like outdated. I do not find nowadays film very interesting. The action was like, it was horrible film for me. But does look like his costume a little bit. It got this black, just like the other typical bad boy, like this glossy finish, unlike the Le Parfum, which was matte. Okay, and it's like a thunderbolt. It has this half gold dust sort of color. It reminds me of Gold Dust, the wrestler, if you know him from back in the days. And it's very nice. This is basically, this line is basically what do you call, the male counterpart of Good Girl. I do love Good Girl. The Good Girl was initial release, then they released Bad Boy after a couple of years. So this one, the atomizer works really nice. Let me tell you, this atomizer, let me put some on my hand. Sorry, I'm a little bit, had coffee, a bit jumpy. Nice. Okay, show you the atomizer. Look at that distribution, very nice. One of the best atomizers, definitely in designer game, but sometimes make noise. Hear this. Okay, let me spray a little bit more on my hand. Sometimes make that squeaky noise. I don't like that, but looks nice. This bottle looks nice, interesting, tall, and doesn't take so much space because it's kind of thin. So what are the notes? This fragrance has notes like cacao, according to Fragrantica, Indonesian patchouli leaf, vetiver, incense, clary sage, tonka beans, olibanum, plum, opoponax. I don't know how to say that properly. Indian ginger, davana, bergamot, and labdanum. So these notes kind of give you an idea. It's going to be a darker, kind of like a, bad boy. I have fragrances like that. Like if you know, Nuidise Parfum, kind of like dark fragrance. Also got Zadig and Volker. This is him. Few fragrance which has incense, some grapefruit, some fruity, some sweetness, and then a lot of darkness with that cacao, patchouli, gourmand feel. So the original of this, let me tell you, if you do not know how that smelled, that original was mostly about cacao, kind of like a gourmand, but at the same time kind of fresh. There was a little bit of fruity nuance to it. It was like something like Invictus take it to the next level. I'm not gonna say like this fragrance smells like Invictus. The Bad Boy doesn't smell like Invictus, but it's the same family. Sweet, night out, Bad Boy. If you smell them, you'll know like these are in that night out, fun, going out fragrances. So this one, these two brothers are a little bit different from the other releases. Like I did yesterday talk about the Superstars, like the limited edition bottle, that silver bottle. That one smells pretty much like the original. And then I will review the Cobalt. Cobalt is kind of like a fresh take. This is a lot like Invictus-ish. But these two brothers, let me tell you, are different from this line. This definitely hits that borderline niche, and this is borderline niche-ish. Means like not as daring as this, but this one tries to take it to the next level. And I'll give you an example. If you know I have the fragrance called Hugo Boss, let me just go get it. I'm just walking and talking. I never done that. Hopefully you can still hear me. There's this fragrance. I forgot to take it out. Okay. And my bottle is almost finishing. So this fragrance is called Hugo Boss bottle, the scent Private Accord. This one, and then if you remember, oh man, one other fragrance. Sorry, let me get that. Not pausing the video. I'm enjoying my work, so why not? Let me get those fragrances. Hopefully it's not too far. Where is the other bottle? Yeah, I got them. I'm getting them from cupboard. I never done this before. These weird things. Okay, here you go. So these two fragrances, if you know, Liege, these are very rare gems. I treasure them a lot, and I use them only on special occasion. Very seriously, nice patchouli, cacao, kind of chocolatey, masculine fragrance. And I think there's a star anise note in there. So this one doesn't have the star anise, but if you know those fragrances I gave you just reference, you're gonna like this. Okay, let me put it aside. We'll compare this a bit later. So coming to this, how does this smell? This one smells chocolatey, smoky, a little bit dark, sweet to my nose, without the notes, and then also a little bit like a leather. Okay, so all this combination makes it sort of like these territory, like Spice Bomb Extreme, like in winter, a little bit like a Azaro Wanted by Night, Perfume. So these fragrances, if you love, this is gonna be like interesting for you. Who's it gonna be for? Those who are in designer game, you want to get a little bit different, not the same old, like not exactly like the original, a little bit tweaked. This one does a lot more than that. So I think this is an interesting release, and it's borderline niche like kind of fragrance, because someone said it smells like Side Effect by Nishio, and the moment he said that, I started thinking. In Fragrantica I read, I'm like, okay, then I started thinking of Spice Bomb. That's where the Spice Bomb Extreme I just showed you now. So yes, it is in that territory, and it's very interesting and very interesting. When I smell this, man, I love that opening. I think I bring back Ashton's review because I'm a big fan of his work. Him and me, we almost started at the same time, a couple of months here and there apart, but we started in the same year, 2016. So I really value his opinion. As a reviewer, he's a gem of a reviewer. He's very intelligent, very, very talented, and he's a good friend of mine. I call him my brother. So this guy, he's entertaining. So whatever he analyzes, people take it seriously. So do I. So if you do love those fragrances, and if you hear his review, he is a little bit disappointed with the opening. There is some note, there is something interesting that he found but didn't last. I also felt like after 15 minutes that the opening magic, it goes away a little bit. I don't know if it's the plum or something fruity, or the ginger. That the fruitiness, that the playful, sexy flirtiness, like CH-Man preview opening whiskey or the plum, it goes away quite quickly, like after half an hour. This one, in 15 minutes, it starts going to that cacao, so bitter chocolate. Maybe they are focusing on that cacao, chocolatey, dark gourmand, like want to make it bitter sweet kind of fragrance, but also they added some incense and leather. That's what made this fragrance a little bit different. Givenchy Gentleman line, there was a fragrance called Givenchy Gentleman Intense or Absolute, the black bottle. If you love that, it's not as spicy as that, but it has sweet, spicy, smoky dry down with that gourmand touch. This is the fragrance. Very interesting. Not gonna be for everybody. Trust me. These two brothers, I do not recommend this blind buy. Okay, the Bad Boy Le Parfum is amazing. It's similar to Nishane's what's that fragrance? The black bottle. I always forget Nishane's. Yeah, never mind. I don't remember. Which also had this fruity note, like sort of like a grape soda. This one has grape soda, grapefruit, a little bit of that. There's a leafy note in there, which makes it amazing. I love this fragrance. I love both of these, but this is a little bit better than this. Okay, and longevity wise, this one lasts a couple of hours more than this. So overall longevity from this one, my testing, I think in cold weathers it will serve really well, but it doesn't really project a lot. Like, you know, it's not like a huge scent bubble. So for me, projection is around 7, longevity is around 8.5. Okay, on me, shirt and skin combined. But test it on yourself because different people get different things on the skin. And again, the compliment factors haven't worried enough to get compliments, but this is going to be for winter. When cold weather starts, this will really do its magic. It will develop more naturally, slowly, opening to end. It stays interesting, but the very far dry down, the last dry down is like a mild leather to my nose. And that point, I mean, all these magical notes are gone. The far dry down is kind of blah. Okay, so the top is really fabulous. Middle is good. The base is okay, average. So this is a good solid fragrance. I would say this is not quite a masterpiece, but some from line like Isimiake. I'll show you another last example, like this fragrance, you know, Polaris, Nuit d'Issey, Pulse of Night, you know, like some of the other ones. These are like 8, 8.5, like a good solid flankers, okay? Not quite as masterpiece. I'm just trying to make a review. This one, Nuit d'Issey Purum, and this is called Noir Ambre. So there was another one called Awe Incense. I did not really care for that much because I do not like incense that much. But if you know that Noir Ambre is a masterpiece 10. This is sort of like 9. This one I'll give it a 8. Okay, close to it, but not quite as good as the Le Parfum. But definitely these two are better than rest of the line any day. The rest of the line is a little bit for younger crowds. These are for 25 and up, a little bit mature crowd. So try it out. That's my review, initial impression, and do let me know what you thought about it. Do you find it like redundant or same old, but or you think they did actually something interesting? That would be interesting things to know. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and let's move on to the second review. Take care.